As a working parent, your job never seems to end.
You work hard to provide for your family, but when you get home, another workday begins.
When a parent is seriously hurt on the job, it can be overwhelming.
How will the bills get paid? Who's going to help carry the load?
At Dudley DeBosier, we're working parents ourselves. Believe me, we get it.
And we're here for you now.
Paid Chamber Singer, Chat doesn't know. It's still at 2416378. System solution.
Going where no show has gone before. This is the Week in Geek with David D. Squared, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here's D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host D Squared along with
DJ
and
Gunji.
all right, we are live here at Go For Games out here on West Napoleon, right off of Transcontinental. So you want to come by and see us? We're here till 9 because we're a 2-hour show.
Oh yeah, big
show.
leagues,
A
big leagues.
2-hour show. So we want to thank everybody who might have been watching us earlier because we started a live stream. We played our first game of the Monster Squad, and a good time was had by most, I think. I mean,
I'd say by all,
yeah,
actually.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
it was fun. And so we even got our own little theme song to go with it, which was super fun.
Yeah, definitely go
Yeah,
check that out. I think
yeah.
it's uploaded everywhere. But
Yes.
are you about to play it?
I am. I'm trying to play it, but it doesn't seem to want to play it. There we go.
Hey, there we go.
There it is. Let me bring it down a little bit. So this is AI generated. I generated this with AI today. And I put in there 90s, 80s title soundtrack song with hip hop and rap beats. Turtle power. No. It's close. It does. It's
It's
perfect.
very close.
So, oh my god! And I put in there catchy hook of the Monster Squad. Here we go. Who we are? We're the Monster Squad. Oh my god, that's great. Monsters. It's catchy, is it
It's so
not?
catchy.
Dude,
No,
that is AI generated. I did it this morning. Actually, this
Yeah.
morning.
if you did miss our first game though, definitely go check it out. It's gonna be on our Facebook page and our YouTube page right now. Definitely go watch it. It was
So
really
does
fun
it
to
hang
do.
out on Twitch after a while? Or
Not
no?
on Twitch. It hangs out on YouTube forever and Facebook forever. So you can go check out
there
those
we go.
videos, and it
Yeah.
has the full video that we made in it too. So
Nice.
Yeah,
So
right?
yeah, so like basically we got to play the Monster Squad. Scungy was the Invisible Man.
Yes.
DJ, you were the
I was
Crow.
the Crow. Yes.
Dean down at the end of the block over there, he got to be the werewolf.
There
And
you go, you can say it.
hey, there's Goofy. And I got to be the DM, so I got to be all the NPCs.
And Elmer was also the
Oh,
mummy.
Elmer was the mummy,
And Carl sat in for Patchwork Monster.
aka Frankenhooker. I don't know which. That's probably copywritten too.
It probably is.
No, it is. It is. That's a movie that exists.
So, yeah, we had fun doing that. We're going to try to do that every couple of weeks, though.
Yeah.
But in 2 weeks, we're going to be at Fan Expo.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's going to be a thing.
You're going to
and
be moderating panels, aren't
I
you?
am going to be moderating panels, and yeah, I've got my list now. I oh good, it's still here. I was wondering if my email was still going to be open, but I did want to share that. Now look, we're streaming live on the Facebook page right now, the Week in Geek Radio Show. You can follow us along there. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter at Twig Radio and the Instagrams, the Week in Geek. Hey, DJ, how can people listen to this show?
So you can also go on our YouTube page at Twig Radio. Definitely remember that at, and then also on our Twitch stream being Twig_Radio, and we're live on both.
There you go. All right. So we are going to be live at Fan Expo. I'm going to be moderating some panels, and I got my schedule yesterday at like about 10 a.m. And I'm moving up in the world, buddy. I am actually moving up
Wait a
in the
minute.
world.
So are you telling me you're getting actually actors and not just voice actors?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And so I've got stuff on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
Oh.
dude, this is awesome. All right, so all kicks off for me on Friday at 4:15, in Theater 4. It's the panel's called Halloween Town, but it's Judith Hogue, who also was April O'Neil from the CURTLE. Well, no, she wasn't from that one.
Yes, it was.
She was in both.
Yeah, that was no, that was in the first. That is from the first movie.
Oh, Turtle
That
Power.
song.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I forget because because
Ninja Rap is from the
Ninja Rap
second.
is too. That's right, Ninja. Oh, Vanilla Ice. So Judith Hogue, Halloween Town, and
That's
April
pretty
O'Neil
cool.
on Friday.
I actually just watched that movie like a week ago.
So Saturday at noon, I got Buffy the Vampire Slayer panel in Theater 2 with James Marsters.
Hey, friend
of the show, James Marsters. So it's been quite a few years when they were with another company that no
Yes.
longer exists. But he was fun. He was so
Yeah,
down
he
to
actually
earth.
came in studio for that
He
interview.
did. Then at 1:30, I've got Broadway to Fandom. Now this group of people are Broadway actors and actresses and singers and stuff. So I got Christina Alabado, Lily Cooper, Joel Perez, and Christian Borle. Now that's going to be on the main stage. So at 1:30, I'm on the main stage, baby.
Oh wow!
And then 3 o'clock on Theater 2, the Twister panel with Helen Hunt.
Twister.
Are you kidding me?
I got Helen friggin' Hunt, man.
Oh my
Helen Hunt.
lord!
Helen Hunt, 3 o'clock on the Theater 2 at Fan Expo, January 9th through the 11th at the L'Oreal Convention Center. Then Sunday at 11 a.m., I have Lost in Theater 2, the Lost panel with Josh Holloway.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
played Sawyer.
dude, it gets better.
No,
It gets better. 1 o'clock on Sunday, I get the Blockbuster Action Stars panel. I got Garrett Hedlund, who's been in whatever it is, not landfill, whatever the hell it is. It's some new show.
oh Landman.
Man to Man. There we go. But I have Dean Norris from
You have
Breaking
Dean
Bad.
Norris?
Wow.
Dean friggin' Norris. And Dean and I were looking at a video. He did some signing at some place out in California. It was just some little mom and pop diner. And the line goes out the building, around the parking lot, around another parking lot, around the side of that building, and back to the front, and then goes back into the parking lot. He was doing
Look,
free sign up.
I-
like so Dean
Wow.
Norris,
I got a
baby.
couple tips for that one. He has a barbecue place that he opened. Definitely ask him
Oh,
about
I
that.
wonder if
That's
that's
his
what
like
it was. Maybe that was his
probably
place.
Possibly.
that's his like big thing. As soon as you
Oh.
ask about that, his eyes are gonna light up.
Okay, well
So there you go.
that must have been where he was at.
Mhm.
And also on this panel, not only do I have Dean Norris and Garrett Hedlund, I have Joey Pantoliano. Joey Pants,
friends of the show.
friend of the show, Joey Pants. One of the Dean. What were the name of the brothers from Goonies?
The Fratellis.
The Fratellis. The Fratellis. Now Robert Davi's going to be there too.
Yes.
Now I guess he didn't make it onto the Blockbuster Action Stars, but Joey Pants and Dean Norris. And then
And then
I keep getting emails. Stop emailing me, people.
there can't be no and then.
And finally, 2 p.m., I have the Harry Potter panel. I have both Oliver and James Phelps. I got the twins.
The twins,
and Bonnie Wright.
which
That's
friend
of the show, Bonnie
dude.
Wright. I interviewed her, and so that's 2 o'clock on the main
it's
stage.
amazing
on
how
Sunday.
he fails upwards.
I fail upwards.
Right? It
Yeah.
falls up the stairs.
Yes. How did you manage that? What did
So look,
to them slide?
apparently I did them a solid because I got them a DJ because they needed a DJ for some of these events,
Right.
for the red carpet stuff. And so like when before the thing came out, I was telling the girl, I was just like, so I can maybe go do some crowd work with the DJ, to help y'all out, unless I'm doing the John Cena panel, wink, wink.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but yeah, dude. So this is a solid lineup.
Great lineup.
Busy.
Dude. Helen Hunt, James Marsters, Dean
I can't believe
Norris.
Dean Norris, dude. I love Breaking Bad. That's
Dude,
one of my all-time
so and
shows.
that, but it's great to kick it all off with Judith Hoagman.
Yeah,
Starting off with Turtle Power.
that's
I am
great.
down with that. Hey, what up, Don Cooper? Don Cooper's
I ran
in the
into
mix.
him. I ran into him the other day.
Hey, nice.
I think it was yesterday.
I'm sure he'll be at Fan Expo
Yes,
as
he
well.
is. He will have a table, from what I understand.
Hey, sweet. All right. So when we come back, we're going to do some top nerd news. So we're going to start off, hit our first break. Make sure. It was so confusing. Oh shoot! Oh God! I just injected something.
He's having
I
technical
am,
difficulties,
dude.
ladies and gentlemen. He's not used to being in this nice, area, this great
Okay,
gaming.
all right, we love Mac, but let's not be nice. He put us in the punish room, all right?
It's still not
Look,
bad.
it's a
it's under
work in
construction.
progress.
I love Mac. They were painting this apparently last night,
Yeah.
man. So like,
I
thank you to
smell it.
Mac Near and Dorn for helping us out.
Oh, that's why I'm.
But yeah, like, well, we're using that screen, so I only have one screen, and so it's really, really not good. All right, when we come back, top nerd news, and our guest, man, we got Rich Gaines from Floodgate Games, and then we're gonna talk to
David Teagle.
David Teagle. He's running a vampire LARP at UNO.
Oh,
I know
no.
we've been trying to do this for a while. All right,
Yes.
this is the Week of Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNF. Indiana sports fans, heads up. Right now, lawmakers in Baton Rouge are running a trick play. They're trying to push through a tax hike that hits sports fans and local businesses. That's right, they want to make sports betting more expensive for you and your fellow sports fans. So time out. Tell your representatives no to a tax hike on Louisiana sports fans. Visit betonla.org. Paid for by the Sports Betting Alliance.
Gumbo Nation, you did it again. Thank you. 10 plus years on air, Mortgage Gumbo Dadcam has grown because of your trust in me as your local preferred lender with all your home loan needs. My recent recognition as a national top lender is awesome, but being your local lender is what matters to me and why I'm so thankful. I promise to continue to earn your trust in making your needs my priority. Visit mortgagegumbo.com.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful. For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
If you've been listening to Winning at Life for a while now, you probably already know that estate planning is more than just a will. You may need a trust. You definitely need both of your powers of attorney. So what's your plan? Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard, an estate planning attorney, offices in Metairie. Listen, don't leave your loved ones in a bind. Call me, and we'll make you a plan or update your existing plan. Find me at wjblanchardlaw.com.
Wishing the holidays could come early? If you own or manage your business, they can, with help from iHeartRadio. People are already shopping for their loved ones and hunting for deals wherever they can find them, including right here. They're listening to the radio. They're listening to podcasts. They could be listening to you. Don't wait for everyone else to kick off the holidays. Get your best season of the year up and running today. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards. So you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
Welcome back to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Like them on Facebook at the Week in Geek Radio Show. Here's D Squared.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host D Squared along with
EJ
and
Scungy.
And we are live here at Go For Games for Member Appreciation Day, man.
Yeah.
So we've been here for quite some time now. We've been here since about 3 o'clock, and after the Saints won,
we've been having
Saints
some
win.
fun.
They won how many in a row? 4 games in a row.
Yeah. It looks like they're gonna end the season on a high note. So they've got all sorts of special. They had game demos going on. They had a Pokemon tournament. It has been packed all day
packed,
long, man. It's been nice. You're
They had
friendly.
a dice throne tournament that was really cool.
Yeah, and so we've got a couple of guests that we're going to try to get in here in the next few minutes, and maybe like the next break or so. Rich Gaines and David Teagle from David Teagle's the Vampire Law,
Yes.
and Rich Gaines is Floodgate Games. So we're going to talk about him. He was demoing some of their games here today.
Their
So
newer games.
yeah, so it's cool. Yeah, like now we got some time. We can hang out and talk with people, and we can talk about the gaming industry, which is something that I mean, look. A lot of times we talk about it, but we don't really get to kind of dig into it.
Yeah.
They're all kind of like when we had Mac on, it was so nice to be able to kind of get an actual business owner, not just somebody who likes to play games.
Yeah.
Get a business owner who's
affected by it. Yeah.
invested literally in the community. So yeah, we're gonna do all that today. But first, let's just go ahead and do this. And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, DJ, you got the top story in your hand.
So this
man. What
is
you got there?
probably the top story of the week, being that Captain America, not Anthony Mackie Captain America, but the OG Captain America is coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Think you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong? Marvel just put out a trailer with Cap opening his old briefcase with his old suit and being like, "Hold on."
And he's got see his suit, and then he's got a little baby, and he's got a Triumph motorcycle product placement.
Yes.
But what does it say?
I mean,
what does it say at the end of that air quote trailer?
That he'll return in Doomsday?
Who will return?
Chris or Cap was. Well, I don't exactly remember.
Steve Rogers will
yeah,
return.
Not Captain America.
Doesn't say Captain America. It says Steve Rogers will return.
But either way, my take on this is that I think everybody knows at this point that everything that Disney and Marvel has tried to do since Endgame has just fallen flat on its face, including their new Captain America. So they're just kind of nostalgia baiting you back into spending your money. But
no, He's, so
somebody in the
just
chat
said Nomad, which that's a very very
But
good.
Nomad already appeared in Endgame and Doomsday. Not Endgame, Doomsday. Sorry, Infinity War in Endgame. That was he was supposed to be Nomad in that.
He was.
Yeah,
but they didn't say that though,
So-
right?
He was Nomad.
But
Like that's what he
this
was.
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we're going to see actually have what the repercussions of in Endgame was. We might see him returning. Might be what happened in that period of him deciding not to come back.
Well, that's exactly what's going to
Because
be.
here's the one of the biggest questions: where did the shield come from? The shield was broken at the end of Endgame.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So
yeah,
he has a brand new shield.
Well,
what happened?
But
Yeah, like, where
Black
that shield
Panther
come
came
from.
back too, so they just vibranium. They hooked him up. I mean, he just called Bucky. He said, "Bucky, yo, put T'Challa on the line." Oh, I guess T'Challa's dead. So, but put his sister on
Siri.
the line. Siri, put her on the line.
I just think it's gonna that's what I think they're actually doing. They're going back to what happened in that space of him going back from the heist.
Yeah, but I think they weren't going to do that originally. Like if all their new IPs and
I
new
think you're right.
characters would
You're right.
have gone smoothly, this is a complete backup for them. This
I mean,
is
they
this
are
is them stepping backwards.
That's wasting valuable time. That's at roughly a couple $1 million per minute of movie time.
Yeah.
And to backtrack
So
and be like,
retcon.
yo, remember when y'all liked this part of the movie?
Yeah,
We're bringing it back."
exactly.
I get what you're saying. I don't.
I will say I think it is probably our only kind of hope at a future for the MCU is what they're doing, but it is, I will say, probably their second choice of what they wanted to do with it.
I mean, the thing is, like, I still don't know why they have RDJ as Doctor Doom. I mean, that doesn't make any sense
Because
to
you're gonna go
me.
watch the movie now.
But the other thing that
I mean,
does
I don't want to see RDJ as Doctor Doom, though.
Well, you
You
want to
know,
see why he is. You want to see why, and you're gonna go watch the movie to
maybe,
find out, dude.
maybe.
That's all they're doing, and it's sure it's gonna be entertaining, but I think the big pusher is that the MCU has lost so much money recently. They need to find a way to pull people back, whatever that's gonna be.
am I the only one who thinks that there's really no like every other phase with all the Avengers you had with Ultron and with Endgame and everything, you had a huge lead up
Yeah,
to that.
you had the
This
overarching.
feels, even though you've had a bunch of movies beforehand, this feels like we're just dropping this out of desperation almost.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, or you could look at it as if they're like, okay, we don't really want to give anything away, but we want to sort of generate some excitement. Because I think we overanalyze some of this stuff sometimes because it's like,
Well, that's our
but
job.
but it's 11 months before the movie comes out, so they had to do something. So putting him there is exciting, generating content, generating talking points, and people are like, "Oh yeah, it could be awful," but it could be that they're just like, "What's something that really won't give any of the plot away? Let's just show Captain America riding his bike and holding his baby
And then
and going,
looking at
he
his
will return." You
and
know,
looking at his costume too.
right?
So
I mean, so does he come out of retirement? I mean,
Look,
clearly he's not the
the
old man that he was at
the
the end of Endgame.
the Russos, they did comment on his return,
Right?
saying that, quote, "The character that changed our lives, the story that brought us all here together, it was always going to come back to this."
Oh my God!
So
All right,
that's
so
it.
that's different.
That's what I'm saying. They're just changing it to bring you back because you know that you like Captain America, your mom likes Captain
Oh
America,
my
your
God!
mom likes Robert Downey Jr.,
you
your
know
mom
what?
likes Chris Evans,
You know what?
and your mom's gonna go see it, dude.
It
Like it is what it
feels.
is.
I'm going to compare this to kind of Doctor Who because Doctor Who, you had Russell T Davis running the show, and then he left, and then Stephen Moffat and this other guy did, and Doctor Who kind of went off the rails.
Oh
And they're like,
yeah.
we need to bring Russell T Davis back to fix this, and I think that's kind of the way that I'm feeling.
But I mean, again, all we can kind of hope as fans is that they pull it off.
All right, I
Like
agree.
they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and we just gotta hope that they pull it
My
off.
wife suggests that it is a different universe, a different Captain America from a different universe.
It might
It
be. It
could
very
all
be.
well
three
might be.
So I
universes.
think they're trying
You
to
know.
get all this quantum stuff kind of wrapped up in the next
Yeah.
few movies because it's getting confusing, and I think they're starting to realize that.
Well, yeah, and there's so many people involved in it right now where they're
Mhm.
just like, you've got the whole Loki tree.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're tying in all the TV series stuff though too. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Daredevil Born Again as well, which I'm like that's not going to get tied into this, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they will. They might
Look,
throw a little nod there because these guys are
it's
still filming,
Yeah.
and it's not hard to just film one little
yeah.
scene to
And then
throw in there.
allegedly, Daredevil and Punisher should come back in that new Spider-Man as well. So we'll see where that goes.
Oh,
Were their
really?
names? Was Charlie Cox's name in the
I know
reveal?
John Bernthal for at
Yeah.
For
least
the
Yeah, I
for
don't know if
Spider-Man
Charlie
was.
Cox
I'm
was
not
well,
sure if
in
no,
there.
no,
Charlie Cox
the
was.
Avengers
Oh, I
Doomsday
don't remember that. I
crawl.
think they mainly focus on X-Men and the new
Because
the
I mean, they
X-Men coming
revealed
back
like
for
Yeah.
30
that.
names, so I
Right.
can't,
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, so yeah, that's I guess the big news. I mean, we got about 2 minutes before we go to break. I mean, Fallout and Stranger Things. I guess those are the two things we're gonna have to keep talking about. But we got Max standing out there outside. I think we're gonna probably bring on one of our guests here shortly. So
Yeah.
we've got all night to talk about this stuff.
Yes.
We got
Yes.
all night to talk about it. We're streaming live right now on the Facebook page, the Week in Geek Radio Show. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. Let's go ahead and jump to a break. And when we come back, well, you know what? You'll just have to stick around and find out because even I don't know what we're doing.
It's a surprise.
Which is and it's a surprise that I don't know what I'm doing. I'm
That's
always
not a surprise.
Yeah, you
dialed
always know.
in.
That
I'm
is
always
not
locked
a
in,
surprise.
locked in.
locked in. I'm all over it. This is the Week in Geek with T Squared on two stubs. 99.5 WRO. Coming from Go for Game.
Serving the Louisiana hobby and games community for over 12 years, Gopher Games has prided itself on offering the very best in personalized customer service, unique experience-based events, and premium amenities for our Gopher Academy members, such as after-hours private gaming space, full immersion RPG room, rotating board game library, and coming soon a video game arcade. So join the Gopher community at 4953 West Napoleon Avenue. For more info, go to gophergamesnola.com or the Gopher Discord. Gopher Games, where you got game.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get ready to unleash your potential at CrossFit Gregory. Are you tired of ordinary gyms? Say hello to extraordinary results. At CrossFit Gregory, we're not just a gym, we're a family. Join our community of passionate individuals who seek to better themselves, help those around them, and find enjoyment in doing both. Experience personalized training, expert coaching, and a supportive environment that fuels your fitness journey. Learn more at CrossFitGregory.com or follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. CrossFit Gregory, where the potions and the programming and the magic from the community.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
I'm Stephen Curry, and this is Gentleman's Cut. I think what makes Gentleman's Cut different is me being a part of, developing the profile of this beautiful finished product. With every sip, you get a little something different.
Visit gentleman'scutbourbon.com or your nearest Total Wines or Bevmo. This message is intended for audiences 21 and older. Gentleman's Cut Bourbon, Boone County, Kentucky. For more on Gentleman's Cut Bourbon, please visit gentleman'scutbourbon.com. Please enjoy responsibly.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards. So you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure.
Say goodnight to hunger this holiday and help feed the children to put child hunger to bed. Every child deserves the food and essentials they need to rise and thrive every day. Together, we can make a difference. Join our hashtag PJs in Public Challenge as we raise awareness this holiday season. Prepare to get comfy, go crazy, and wear your PJs in public, all while helping to put an end to childhood hunger. To learn more, visit feedthechildren.org/putchildhungertobed. That's feedthechildren.org/putchildhungertobed.
We know you're loving the new preset feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Oh, yeah, it's my favorite new thing.
But did you know you can make almost anything a preset? Your favorite local station, sure. But your favorite podcast? That amazing playlist you made for free? Even iHeart stations you can't get on the radio, like Coffee Shop Radio, Minivan Rock, and One Hit Wonders.
That's a game changer.
Whatever you choose, it's as easy as tap to make a preset. Find out what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today. iHeartRadio.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Don't forget you can listen to previous episodes on the iHeartRadio app at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here's D Squared.
Welcome back in to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Scungy.
And we got two guests lined up in here now. If you want to follow along, we're streaming live on the Facebook page, The Week in Geek Radio Show, and on our Twitch channel at twig_radio. And on YouTube, you got to put that little @ sign at Twig Radio because we got banned. Oh, geez, I forgot to turn on the mics. I am so awesome at this.
He loves doing
Dude,
his
like
job.
normally I have two screens. I'm just making up excuses now. But so welcome back into the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. All right, I'm D Squared along with
Scott G.
All right, we're live at Go for Games, and it wouldn't be a show if it wasn't live and there weren't just chock full of mistakes because that's how we roll, baby.
Technical difficulties. That's how we talk about
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Say-
yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
play it
Sound
off.
Plus's
Play it
fault.
off.
It's all Sound
Yeah.
Plus's fault. All right, we're live at Go For, and it's Member Appreciation Day. And so, along for the ride, we have Mac Dearendorn, owner and proprietor of your friendly neighborhood game shop.
What's up,
Go
guys?
For. What's happening? And we have a game promoter. What is the actual title of? Rich Gain is with us with
Game consultant.
game consultant. Okay, so you're
Consultant.
consultant, right? You know,
Air quote consultant.
air quote consultant. All right, so you've been running demos all day with Squirrel Away.
Yep.
What is Squirrel Away? Because he's got little
Squirrel Away
meeples.
is a new game from Floodgate Games. In it, you're lying, cheating, thieving squirrels. And you've just stolen a big stash of nuts from the raccoons, and you're trying to divide them up amongst yourself. And
Gotta divide your nuts amongst
the
me.
game is you're
The blind squirrels.
That blind
see
squirrel
us on
finds
the
a
end
nut.
here. We did a nice
Hey,
little
I
art.
know that guy.
We did a nice little art.
That is
with
awesome.
The logo.
That is
Oh,
awesome.
I would not have figured that out.
In the game, you're palming people's nuts, and you're trying to keep them secret, and then you can lie, cheat, or steal about those nuts, and then once you get enough of a set, you get to put those nuts in your stash.
Oh,
As do.
you don't have a sack to put them in?
No, you put it in the stash.
Oh, okay, okay.
You
You're
realize
trying to collect sets of different colors. It comes with very unique, cool.
Wow, those are cool, like little colors.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We got these custom molded.
Shiny.
You're not going to see these anywhere else except here.
This looks like it's from
And
Breaking Bad.
You can lie, cheat, or steal on your turn, but it's up to the other players to call you out if they think you're lying.
Ah, okay, I see what
If
you
you lie, if you take 6 nuts and you have a card for only 2 nuts, if nobody calls you out, you get all 6 nuts. But
there you go.
if they
Kind of
call
like
you
that
out,
game
you
BS.
lose it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're trying to
it.
conceal things. You're trying to convince them you're lying when you're not, because if they accuse you of lying and you're not lying, then you end up getting extra nuts for yourself.
Ah, okay. All right. So now this is just one of the games that you were demoing here today, but apparently, like you're a very busy man, Rich. Apparently, you are promoting several games. Like 29 at last count.
29 companies.
29 companies. Oh,
That's
so that's
how
not
you
even games.
Yeah.
That's companies.
Yes.
In
Yeah,
the industry,
we
he's
work
called
with
a
bunch
big
of companies.
boss.
We help, especially a lot of foreign companies,
Mhm.
get into the U.S. market. How to get sales, and in the U.S. market, in the U.S. stores.
Okay.
And we help them pretty much get stuff all over the world. So. Yeah.
I wanted to bring Mac on because we had some great conversations with him like last month or so, just talking about the gaming industry as a whole, gaming, really just like the board game, I guess the
Renaissance.
yeah, Renaissance. Good. Bravo. Look at Scunty adding. I love it. I love it when you get involved, buddy. Yeah, that's something that really has made such a return, whether it was COVID or not. But people are getting together and as opposed to like watching screens like my 12-year-old down there, they're getting involved in playing actual games, man.
Yeah. I see it. One of the things that's nice about my job is I sell English product worldwide.
Okay.
So I see markets all over the world and what they're doing. And there's not a single market that hasn't been growing. Certain things go up and down in different markets, but the game market, the board game market, is growing generally. I also work with a lot of foreign publishers to take games like this and make them into other languages.
Okay.
And that too is, been growing as well. So
So my question is all right, so are there types of games that Americans and Europeans or say country specific, like maybe French or Italy, France or Italy or German people that like like a certain type of game, like a deck building game, a dice building,
I would say no.
No?
In general, it's kind of broad. I mean, we sell games to, like I said, every different country in the world, and it seems like there's a good variety. Certain trends happen. Of course, Euro games are called Euro games for a reason,
Okay.
right? And so Euro games tend to be the norm in Europe. But each market, our game Kites has actually outsold the U.S. market in France. So
Really?
and it's just a very simple, easy game. So it doesn't fit the kind of model of a more complex strategy game. It's actually a very simple, easy game to play. And our game Sagrada is in 23 languages. So
Right. So, yeah, you're
Yes.
speaking Scunch's
Yes,
language over here.
Sagrada is, in my opinion, it's probably one of the prettiest games I've ever played.
Well, believe it or not, we made it prettier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, coming out in February, we have a new version. Not a new edition, but we've updated the art with Quanchi Mora. Did most of the art. We also have we've fixed the one big problem with Sagrada, which was color blindness.
Yes, that is.
So we
Yeah,
actually built the dice actually have mica chips in them, and so if you use a filter or you're colorblind and you look at them, you can delineate between the red and the green and the purple and the blue.
That's
What?
really
That's awesome. That's really
So that was an actual problem?
Yeah,
yeah, because
focus
everything
red green. We actually did it with Squirrel Away here. You can see this. This is the similar concept. We put the mica chips in the green, and so when you look at the green, you can if you look
Oh,
at
look
them
at that.
through a
That is
filter,
awesome.
you can see
check
that
it out.
next to the red, which is where they'd be confused if you're colorblind.
Right.
Next to the red with a like I have a app on
Oh.
my phone where you can watch it.
Uh-huh.
You can see they look like completely different colors.
That is
Because
That's
of the
really
reflection
cool.
of the light.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
so it allowed us to keep the translucency and everything, but then change it so that you know uh, most people are not even going to notice it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
colorblind, you will definitely notice it.
That's
We
smart.
hadn't
Like,
even
that is
thought about
amazing,
it
right?
because, like, one of the whole points about Sagrada, in my opinion, is when you're done and you've made that gorgeous just cathedral window and it looks so pretty, but I'd never even put two and two together for somebody who's colorblind how they would even think about that.
Right. Yeah, if you because we have red and green. I mean, a lot of games will avoid them two colors in the same game, so they'll put an orange and a green or something like that. But with our game, we're working on stained glass windows, so we kind of had to fit the classic colors. So. But yeah, we actually started it in Artisans. We did the Artisans game, which was the legacy version of Sagrada.
Okay.
And in that was the first time we tried it. But we had bigger dice, so that's why we tried it. And you only need 10 dice in the set and stuff, so it's a little easier in that to do it. But because there's 90 dice in the regular Sagrada game, so
yeah, it's a lot of dice.
So how did you fall into this, or how did you
I started out like
or
this
did
guy.
you create it, or did
I
you
started
create a
out like
spot?
this guy.
Okay.
Right, and I was a retailer in New Jersey for 18 years.
All right.
And then started helping manufacturers and learning, doing conventions. 10 years ago, I met Mac when we were making some games with another company. And then one of the companies I worked for wanted to sell their game. And I started talking to a bunch of companies, and all these companies had the same problem. They had their friend who helped them at like conventions doing their sales.
Right.
Right. And that person didn't know how to even call a distributor, especially a distributor outside the United States.
Right.
I said, hey, well, how about I help you out? You pay me a certain amount. And that kind of how the business started.
Nice.
And then my business partner came on board 2 years ago, and she specializes in production.
Okay.
And I found out one of the problems I had being the salesperson was I never had product.
Well, yeah.
So I got her on board, and she started helping us with. So we work with all these different companies. We have our own company, but we work as consultants, but as basically fill in the gaps of what that company needs. Some companies we work
Nice.
with them just on the sales side. Sometimes we work with both. Sometimes
Yeah,
we
it's
work with the manufacturer.
some game manufacturers, some game creators like have a natural tendency to be able to sell. So, but they might not have like how do you make dice?
Right,
Like so.
exactly, yeah.
Like so, are there any particular games that you like to work with, or that you like to that you find easier to sell
Well, I
or
like
promote?
games where if I show them to my girlfriend or I show them to my business partner because she's a, you know, 30 something, probably, I don't know, somewhere around there, soccer mom in Northern Ireland,
Okay.
right? If she likes the game, then it's going to be a lot easier to sell.
Okay.
If me and Mac like the game, it's not, that's not
Do you like
necessarily
crappy
good
games,
signs.
Mac? What's up with that?
It's just,
more accessible.
What I found, it's more accessible. You have more people to sell it to. I mean, you double your audience if you can sell it to women, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
many games are so interior and it's, just a bunch of guys sitting around the room designing it. Whereas the games we kind of look for are games that are going to do that. So I want to be able to, maybe not sell it at Target, but be able to pitch it at Target, right?
Right,
And
right.
you can't do that with games that are too deep into the hobby.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess being the nerd for years and years and years. I mean, it's just like oh yeah, like Shogun and things like that, and oh, a Fortress America. Woo-hoo! I can see. I'm sure. I know none of my ex girlfriends or wives were like, yay! I can't wait to play Fortress America with you, pal. But yeah, when they probably would like Squirrel Away.
Yep, yep. And I mean, when I met Mac, I was working for another company that made Japanime Games, who makes Japanese-based games. And one of the games we played and we sold was Crossmaster Arena. And that game, the wives talked the husbands into buying it. And that's
See,
how I
that's
knew that was a success because when it comes to miniatures games, that's a usually not the norm.
all right. Well, look, we got to knock out a break. When we come back, we continue our conversation with Rich Gane and Mac Nearendorn, who's been oddly quiet most of this event. But I get that. Your guest time to shine. Mac never shuts up typically. So when we come back, we continue. We're live at Go For Games here. You can follow along at the Week in Geek Facebook page, the Week in Geek Radio Show, and on Twitter at Twig Radio, and of course, we are on the Twitch channel, Twig_radio, and on YouTube at Twig Radio. This is the Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO. Hey, Louisiana sports fans, heads up. Right now, lawmakers in Baton Rouge are running a trick play. They're trying to push through a tax hike that hits sports fans and local businesses. That's right, they want to make sports betting more expensive for you and your fellow sports fans. So time out. Tell your representatives no to a tax hike on Louisiana sports fans. Visit betonla.org. Paid for by the Sports Betting Alliance.
Gumbo Nation, you did it again. Thank you. 10 plus years on air, Mortgage Gumbo Dadcam has grown because of your trust in me as your local preferred lender with all your home loan needs. My recent recognition as a national top lender is awesome, but being your local lender is what matters to me and why I'm so thankful. I promise to continue to earn your trust in making your needs my priority. Visit mortgagegumbo.com.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful. For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
If you've been listening to Winning at Life for a while now, you probably already know that estate planning is more than just a will. You may need a trust. You definitely need both of your powers of attorney. So what's your plan? Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard, an estate planning attorney at offices in Metairie. Listen, don't leave your loved ones in a bind. Call me and we'll make you a plan or update your existing plan. Find me at wjblanchardlaw.com.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now,
I have customers out the door.
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
This is Anthony Kinjemi. Listen to my show, Wealth Builders, each week for the foundation of financial and retirement planning. Tune in to News Talk 99.5 every Sunday at 11 a.m.
Make WRNO your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app, powered by Dudley DeBosier, official injury lawyers of the New Orleans Saints. Call 444-4444.
That's 444-4444.
Non-attorney spokesperson, Chad Dudley, New Orleans.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to the
Starscream here, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Call me Lord.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your Steve Squared along with Country, and we are live here at Go For Games on Member Appreciation Day. And clearly, Mac does not appreciate his customers because he invited us here to do a live show. Apparently, Mac is all like, "No, you guys only deserve this hack radio show, The Week in Geek."
You're kryptonite to your business.
So let's continue our conversation. We got Rich Gain along with us, who is a board game promoter and I guess distributor and I don't know,
Renaissance man?
Renaissance, a genuine Renaissance man. During the break, we were talking with Mac, proprietor over here at Go For Games, and you had a really interesting question, which is kind of like I'm so glad I brought you in because I never would have thought of this. Ask your question of our guest, sir.
Yeah. So I know that there are a lot of people out there that have aspirations of being a game designer. What should they look like do for a person like you to want to pick up their product, pick up their project?
Yeah, so generally it's like we were talking. I want something that's going to appeal to a broader audience
Mhm.
because I want to sell as many places as I can, right? That's going to be more successful than. Also, you want to look at the price points and keep the price points down if you can. So when you're in the process of designing it, because if you want to sell it in other countries, a lot of times they're more market sensitive to the pricing. Um, but the key is have a finished product or have an idea of what the product is. And sometimes maybe your choice would be to go to a big publisher and get them to publish it. Like if you're a small independent publisher. With Kickstarter, you can go beyond that, but you got to consider from the very beginning how it's going to sell. And I think I've seen many board games come out like they have a great idea. They don't think about what it looks like at the end, and they could have made those choices very early on in the process to then make that. If you can just cut like 10 cards, then you only fit all your cards on one sheet,
Mhm.
which cuts your printing costs down, so you don't have to print 3
Oh.
sheets, right?
Mhm.
And that's a simple process early on when you're getting and you've done all your play testing and you've done all this stuff, and then you have to pull 10 cards out or whatever.
Mhm.
Then it's much harder. So that's something you want to think about, like learning the actual mechanics of making a game can really help in the long run because it generally your cost of production is multiplied by a certain amount, and then that creates your MSRP. And when you get above the $40 to $60 range, it's got to be something really special.
Yeah.
It's got to be something that draws them in. So if you can make it 40 instead of 50, you're going to double your sales. And so thinking about those little things and in production costs, that's like $1, maybe $2 worth of production costs you're saving.
Mhm.
But that
Per
equals
unit,
per
yeah.
unit, right? And that
Yeah.
equals $10 in savings in the end. So if you can kind of start there, but pick a theme that's not just you and your buddies want to. That's the other thing. Like make sure it's something that will appeal to a broader audience. Make sure to appeal to both sides of the sexes, and stuff, and kind of bring in as many people as possible. I think is really important, so that you can then end up, getting a bigger audience for your game. Because in the end, you want to make money, right? You want to do an art project, put it on Kickstarter, publish it, print it, and move on to the next thing. If you want to make a commercially viable product, then get out there and do some research first. And that's sometimes, for us to choose a customer, it's got to have those qualities because in the end, we only make a small percentage off of each sale. So we have to sell a lot to make it worth our while
Mhm.
to do the work,
Mhm.
So, and
It would seem like a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is a great idea." Like to you,
Yeah.
perhaps,
right. And that's what Kickstarter is great for.
right.
Kickstarter is like, hey, world, this is my idea. And they get
And
to say,
yeah,
well, it's
yeah.
okay.
It's okay and all, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm
Or
gonna
they
keep
say
my
this is
money in my
really good.
pocket.
But then there's also another thing about Kickstarter. We were talking about this a little earlier. One of the problems you find with Kickstarter is you might do 100,000 on Kickstarter, but you have reached every person that wants your game. So then you produce it, and you produce, say, 3,000 more, and you sell 0 because everybody who really wanted your game bought it on Kickstarter, and stores don't want it. And that's what I do when I do the process. You say what the process is. I take a game, I make them make a sell sheet, which is like kind of the information of how the game works. I go to my distributors, I talk to them, I'm good friends with them all, and I say, hey, what's your thoughts? What do you think? How many would you order? And they'll give me a number, and then I can go back and I can say, you're going to sell like 1,000. Or I can say, hey, we're going to sell 5,000, and then leave it kind of in their ballpark of what they can do, and give them advice, like things like, if you're going to go into Barnes and Noble or something, you need it under 50. If you're going to go into Target, you need it under 30. So, again, unless you get something crazy big, like you can get Slay the Spire in Target that's, in the $100 range, but they only have one space for that. Like that's the other problem too. Many game companies think, oh, well, if I make this great game, Target's going to put a whole shelf in for me. No, they're
Yeah,
not.
no, you got one slot in
You're going to
amongst all
replace
the
one of the games that's on that shelf. So
yeah.
which one are you going to replace? So make sure the game you have can replace
And
it.
it seems like some of the smaller games like Squirrel Away, it takes up less shelf space too. So then it kind of gives you a
In
larger
many cases, when
opportunity.
I pitch to places like Target, the size of the box matters more than what's in it. Right?
Wow.
The
Really? Yeah.
size of the box and the TikTok numbers, that's what matters. and
Well, that's
and
important.
and that they don't care what's inside of it, right? They as long as it fits those two criteria, that they'll make a choice. So if you make your game too big, too wide, too long, you could just eliminate your options.
Lord, I didn't even think about that.
I
Yeah,
did
right.
not
I
think
mean,
about that
that's
at all.
that is
Yeah,
awesome.
and
All right,
that's the
so
stuff we can do to help, and we help a lot of our.
all right, so we only got about 5 minutes left,
Sure.
Rich. And I know during the break you wanted to talk about two new games that you're really excited about. So I guess let's start with Terraria. Huh?
Terraria is based on the video game that most people are familiar with. It's second only to Minecraft. It's a side-scrolling version of Minecraft. The board game pretty much ports it right in. Kickstarter did 2 million. We're going to release it in March. March, April. We'll see. It's on its way, but it could take a while. But it's an amazing little game. It's going to be in stores, and it's at like a $60 price point for a massive amount of stuff, and it has expansions and everything. And then the other game is a really neat game. It's actually a local guide, and where I live in New Jersey, created a game where you find a video game in your garage. You're trying to build a computer to run it, and so it's called Computer Junkyard is the name of the game. And in the game, you're taking polyomino pieces that represent your computer parts. You're trying to fit them inside your chassis, so you can't just keep building everything. And then you go to the junkyard, and you have to try to get your parts. But the junkyard, of course, raises the price if there's only one hard drive. And so you have to buy when the market's easier. You can speculate and buy 2 hard drives at the same time, so that then you can sell them later for a profit. But also, people can steal from your computer, and they can put bugs in your computer, which then force you to, and each turn, at the end of the turn, you have this frantic phase where you're trying to put all your computer parts together, and if you can slot in your game, you win. And so
nice.
I'm really excited about
if
that
you
one.
grew up in the 80s and 90s, and you can't just go to the store and buy computers to run this, so you have to, it'll definitely bring back some memories, maybe not good ones, but it'll bring some back.
What was that game? Magic. It was kind of like Civ, and it's like you needed MS DOS to play, and then it would always crash by the time you got to like round 20 or something. It didn't matter what you had it on. It just like at round 20, the game's like, I quit.
So when is that Computer Junkyard? When is that one?
That's going to be out in April.
It's going to be out in April.
Yep, it's being
going to be
printed right now. It's going to be shipped before Chinese New Year, and it'll be here in the U.S. In stores.
What's MSRP looking like on that?
$50. Yep,
50. That's not bad. And I have a very important question for people like Dave and myself. Is there a solo mode?
Not yet. But I can work. I can.
Dave
have them
doesn't
work
like
on it.
playing with people, and nobody likes
No,
me. So
I don't even like playing alone anymore.
Really?
As a kid, I played way too much solitaire. I'm done. I mean, that was pre-phones. It was just like, here's a deck of cards. Shut up. Don't leave. Leave me alone. All right. So, Rich, look, thank you so much for your time today. Where can people get more information? Want to follow you and see where you're going?
Sure.
Are you a TikToker on top of it? You just throwing out that
Actually,
TikTok
I'm not
thing?
on social media at all.
What?
But
Smart
our
man.
website is dara-studios.com.
Okay.
That just has a little information, but it has all our contacts there. Especially if you're a publisher or something and you want to, need some help with anything, whether it be conventions, production, logistics, and sales and stuff. That's what we help with. So.
There we go. All right, that is awesome. All right, so Mac, we got about a minute and a half, man. Tell folks what you got going on at Go For It. Now that Member Appreciation Day is wrapping up, are Go For Bucks going now, or are they here till January 1st? Well,
they are still being given out until the 31st,
okay.
And then on the 1st, you are able to use your Go For Dollars here at the store, same as cash, up to 50% of the value of any one item.
Score.
So you can get up to 50% off of everything in the store.
You got any good events coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Well, I have this really awesome radio show that said that they might do this again, so that's a big one.
Oh,
Very
really?
excited about that.
We got competition.
Yeah,
jackasses who's like on the radio.
You two-timing us to see
Man,
how it is.
How dare you, bro?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, yeah. Look, I got to run this GI Joe game.
Yeah,
So
excited about that too. Yeah.
Man, dude, I got so much stuff going on.
And then, of course, after the first of the year, we have a whole host of different role-playing games. We have a West March style D&D campaign that's going to start after the first. So anything that you do at one table will affect the other player's table. So it's going to be really interesting.
Schadenfreude for days.
Other people's misery just brings me joy. What can I say? So if I can ruin someone else's night while making my night all the better, is there anything better? I think not.
Yes.
All right. Hour 1 is in the books. Hour 2 is coming up. We're talking to David Teagle. Teagle. A vampire LARP game down at UNO. Who knew? And they have Blood on the Clock Tower. I was supposed to go, and they didn't have it that night. I was very put out. Was it your fault?
It probably was my fault.
And you screwed it up. Way to go, back to the next, buddy. All right, so hour 1 is in the books. Hour 2 is coming up. This is the Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours, with business loans so you can expand, and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want, with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by iHeartRadio, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed youth.
Much closer to a peace deal. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
There are one or two very thorny issues, very tough issues, but I think we're doing very well. We made a lot of progress today, but really we've made it over the last month. This is not a one-day process deal. This is very complicated stuff.
That's President Trump's assessment after hosting talks with Ukrainian President Zelensky today at Mar-a-Lago.
President Zelensky added they're close on security guarantees with the U.S. and Europe and how Ukraine will benefit down the road.
Prosperity plan being finalized, and we also discussed the sequencing of the following actions.
What comes next? More talks, perhaps into January, and possibly with Russia over who keeps land and how an end to the fighting will eventually happen. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Tomorrow, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu will meet with President Trump at the president's Florida resort. Two helicopters collided in midair and crashed in South New Jersey, killing one pilot and critically injuring the other. Atlantic County Fire says the crash happened just before noon today at the Hemonton Airport and nearby, and that one of the choppers erupted into flames on the ground. The FAA says the helicopters were both Instroms, a F-28A and 280C, manufactured decades ago. The FAA and NTSB are investigating. Gasps erupt in a LA courtroom after Ashley Guzzard pleaded not guilty to murdering her 9-year-old daughter.
Buzzard is accused of shooting her child in the head and dumping her body in a remote area in Utah, north of Salt Lake City. Authorities believe Buzzard killed Melody on or around October 9th after the two left California, then took a cross-country trip. A couple found Melody's body in a remote area along State Route 24 in Utah on December 6th.
Fox's Christina Coleman, America's listening to Fox News.
News Talk 99.5 WRNO comes from the Mortgage Gumbo Studios.
Your locally trusted home loan lender. MortgageGumbo.com. The party's just getting started.
iHeartRadio and ABC bring you Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Join me, Ryan Seacrest, live from Times Square.
Ring in 2026 with performances from 50 Cent, Chappell Roan, Demi Lovato, Diana Ross, Maren Morris, Mariah Carey, Pitbull, Post Malone, and so many more.
It's America's biggest countdown party of the year.
Wednesday night starting at 7.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Watch on ABC.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
After all we've been through.
This is the official The Last of Us podcast. I'm Christian Spicer. I'm a writer, podcaster, and a huge fan of The Last of Us. In this show, we'll be recapping the story of part 1 while diving deep into the making of. We'll be talking to people like writer and creative director Neil Druckmann.
At first, they don't like each other. And by the end of it, they're going to love each other like the way a parent loves a child or a child loves their parent, and they're willing to do anything for each other.
You'll hear from voice actors like Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker.
I feel like the line is blurred between me and Ellie at this point.
She may be a monster, but for right now, she's a little girl, and I can't abandon a little girl.
And we'll be talking to some of the developers who created the game from the ground up.
And I could sense how different this game was from any other game that existed before.
The fact that the game has both a clicker ripping your throat out and Ellie telling you a joke from a joke book, I think that makes for just a really rich and multifaceted experience.
You want us to just leave you here? Yes.
There's no way.
I will not turn into one of those things.
How could you not know what loss is in this world? I mean, everyone has lost someone.
We'll also give you what we've all been waiting for, a behind-the-scenes look into the making of the long-awaited sequel, The Last of Us Part 2.
Definitely, this is more of Joel's story, the first game. Whereas the second game is definitely more Ellie's story.
Even if I weren't a part of it, I would be blown away.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. No matter what, you keep finding something to fight for.
Subscribe now so you don't miss a thing. The official The Last of Us podcast.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
It's just a mystery time.
Going where no show has gone before. This is the Week in Geek with David D. Squared, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here's D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth. This is the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with DJ. And all right, we are live for hour number 2 of Dopes. Yes, the Week in Geek. Yeah, it's gonna kill it. Yay! All right, it's nothing but a nice
My ear stopped
slamming.
bleeding because
Yeah.
we had it piped up so loud.
No, it's just your level over there.
Well, because you changed it on accident.
Well, and with some reason, I couldn't even hear the broadcast in my headphones. I don't know, whatever. And welcome back into the Weekend Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your D Squared along with
DJ
and
Scungy.
and we are live here at Go 4 Games, and we are into hour 2 at Go 4 Games now. I want to thank our guest, Rich Gain, for joining us from Dara Dash Studios. If you want to go check that out. And Squirrel Away was one of the games.
That game
Terraria
looked
and
awesome.
Scungies all hyped up on Computer
Oh
Junkyard.
man, it sounds great.
Yep, and of course, I want to thank Mac Nierendorf. We're here at Go 4 Games, celebrating
Members Day.
Members Day. Is it called Members Day? I keep saying Member Appreciation
It's
Day.
Members Day.
But it's a Members Day. So if you have a members only jacket, I think you get an extra 5% off. I'm pretty sure. Coming up in this hour, we got David Teagle, who's been running a vampire LARP at UNO.
That's awesome.
I know. So it's like
we used to play in one of those.
We used to play not far from there at a bar room on Elysian Fields down the street from UNO. All right, and some housekeeping notes. In 2 weeks, we're going to be at Fan Expo NOLA.
We won't have a table, so don't come by.
Yeah, we won't have a table. We'll just kind of be floating around. But yeah, I went through my list of people that I'm doing. But I guess the highlights are I got Helen Hunt from Twister. I've got Dean Norris
from Breaking Bad.
Joey Pants, Joey Pantoliano, and then I've got Ginny Weasley and the Weasley twins. And that's gonna be on Sunday. So yeah, we got a whole lot of stuff going on. Oh, and by the way, I have another new job. Like I didn't have enough stuff going on. They gave me another job at iHeart. So I am now the new nighttime jock on our new station, 103.7 Voodoo 103.7, Monday through Friday from 7 to 10. And on Friday nights, I'm 7 to midnight doing a little Friday night block party action, man. So
you on the radio?
I am on the radio on the all new Voodoo 1037, New Orleans feel good station. Dude,
Man, they must be desperate.
Dude, the playlist is awesome. It goes from like Snoop Dogg to Ace of Base to like the Backstreet Boys and then friggin' Notorious B.I.G. Dude, it's like 80s, 90s and
oh yeah,
like,
you got that.
They
So
throw out
you're
some
an
Dua Lipa.
actual DJ again.
I'm an actual DJ again.
Oh,
DJ
good
Dead
Lord.
Air.
Living up to the name.
If you've been listening to this program, there's been a lot of dead air because that's why I got the name DJ Dead Air. So yeah, man, going by D Squared over there too. That initially I was kind of like, it's David D Squared de Corbier and AD Barry, who is not kind of like now the voice of 1037. He's like, you go by D Squared, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, just stop saying that DeCorbier crap.
And that's DeCorbier crap.
You know, look, it's hard to say. So
Stop using that French word.
Yeah. So we're just like D Squared. So I'm going by D Squared on there. I even got to like throw some bones out to Fan Expo to be like, hey, check us out. We're gonna be out there. And so yeah.
Did you plug this show?
I did not plug this show because I wasn't sure how to plug said show.
Failure.
No. But I was greenlit that I can talk about it, but I was there's a lot of stuff they want me to talk about.
First day on, dude.
Well,
slack.
Dude, like it was crazy though too because it's a lot harder than I thought it was. I mean, it's interesting. I used to
Carl says you're a slacker.
Shut up, Carl. But I mean, like, dude, it's like doing traffic reports. You got to do 24 seconds exactly. Like I thought that would be easy. No, it's hard as hell.
Oh yeah.
And
Lisa Baca made it look so easy.
No, dude. Well, once you figure it out, it is easy. But getting there, so I left Dean alone because I'm a terrible parent. I said, look, I'll be back in like 2 hours. Well, fast forward 4 hours, I'm calling him like, bro, you all right? Like, I'm still stuck into it. like, don't answer the door. Don't play with fire. So he's
self-reliant.
Yeah, he had his phone. He was A-okay.
Oh yeah, that's all he's been doing the entire time here.
All right, so let's jump back into some things. DJ, what was you wanted to talk about the Christopher Nolan thing, or do you want to talk about?
We got a bunch of movie
Yeah,
news.
we got
we could go for Marty Supreme, which just
All right,
came
what
out.
is Marty Supreme? What is Marty Supreme? What the hell is that?
Marty Supreme is, I would say, one of the biggest hyped movies of the late 2025, early 2026 era, if you could say that.
Okay.
Basically, Timothy Chalamet is just going around being like, "Yo, go watch Marty Supreme." Ping pong guy making the Las Vegas Sphere huge ping pong ball, selling ping pong balls at the AMC stores. Jackets are selling out for the movie before it even comes out, and nobody knows who Marty Supreme even is.
I'm Forrest Gump, and when I use these paddles,
Yeah, exactly. So basically,
I'm a said it, a little white lie never hurt nobody.
it's basically the Bob Dylan movie, but for a ping pong professional, and it has already made. Let's see, it's the second biggest A24 opening of all time.
It's an A24 movie.
Yeah, it's A24.
Oh well,
yeah,
it's
that's part of that. It's just a big hype train movie, and yeah, right
Yeah.
now the full 10-day run of it is $28.1 million.
What the hell?
So
Little
it's
art house film,
and it well, not little anymore because
Yeah,
Timothy Chalamet knows how to market. So yeah, everybody's just gonna go see it because the movie's big hype, and that's simple as that. So if you're gonna go watch Marty Supreme, I guess go watch some good ping pong.
They did the hype train properly here.
That is exactly what they did.
Jeez. All right, well let's do this. Let's go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we've got news about the Odyssey, and apparently there is a Batman sighting in the Odyssey trailer.
Yes.
And so yeah, we'll find out about that. So stick around. This is the Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
When you see the black and gold hit the field, yell. And when you've been injured in a car wreck, official injury lawyers of the New Orleans Saints. 444-4444.
JLJ New Orleans, LA 251-900. Paid endorsement.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loan subject to approval in available locations.
Are you concerned about market volatility? Are you concerned about your finances? Tune in each week for the answers on Wealth Builders with our host Anthony Kinjemi every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. here on News Talk 99.5.
iHeart is America's #1 podcast network. Open the free iHeart app and explore podcasts like this.
Just before midnight on Saturday, February 19th, 2005, Danielle Imbo and her friend Richard Patrone left a crowded Philadelphia bar. The two 30-somethings planned to walk to Richard's truck and drive home, but they never made it.
It does not make sense. It's like they literally vanished.
The two were never seen again.
Not just them, but the truck disappeared into the ether.
Was it an accident, or were they murdered?
No one had motive to kill them.
Those same questions frustrated law enforcement. The FBI called it murder for hire.
Who killed these two individuals and how did they get rid of them?
Both of them weren't the target. One of them was the target. The other one was wrong place, wrong time.
But which victim was the intended target and why?
It was definitely murder for hire for Danielle, not for Richard.
You're right, it could be. But it also could be something your son did too.
No one was looking to kill Richard. No one.
He's your son. And in your eyes, he's innocent. But in my eyes, he's just some guy my sister was with.
Fingers were pointed, allegations were made, and lines were drawn.
That drove the wedge between families.
What happened to Danielle and Richard?
I think that whatever happened to my dad and Danielle was planned and orchestrated and thought out.
I'm Andrea Gunning. In this series, I dig into my own investigation to find answers for the families and get justice for Richard and Danielle.
I just want some peace for my sister's soul, and I want some peace for my mother.
Listen on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and listen now.
Now back to the Week in Geek with D Squared. Tell your friends, tell your enemies. Yeah, definitely tell your enemies.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
DJ
and
Scunji.
And we are live here at Go For Games, and I remembered to turn on the microphone. Yay! I'm sure my boss has probably gotten like 4 different emails now about like the station's off the air. Like, sorry, Jeremy.
Have to press the button.
I know, right? So look, let's talk about the Odyssey. Now the trailer dropped, and it looks pretty cool to me. But apparently, some people are not happy about the way that it does look. So
Some
what's up
people
with
aren't
that?
happy about a trailer.
They're not happy about the way that Agamemnon, who was the lead general during the Trojan Army, looks like his armor is that of a certain Dark Knight that was directed by Christopher Nolan in the past. So they're saying that it's very non-accurate to the time. That is not the armor of a Grecian soldier.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying this, not just because, historically accurate, but Christopher Nolan, his entire like shtick of directing is that I need to be as grounded and as realistic as possible. But then he puts a spine on the back of a helmet that's completely made out of gold. It looks awesome, but yeah, it's not going to be hyper realistic. What do you mean?
Well, and I'm looking at the picture on Instagram. I don't.
Oh my!
Unfortunately,
Oh
we can't
my.
put it up there. But I'm looking at the picture on Instagram, and with his chin and the way this mask falls, I am not getting Batman vibes. I'm getting what is it? Sexy Squidward vibes.
Yeah, dude, it's the definition
He
of the
does have the
cheekbones.
sexy Squidward.
It's a sexy Squidward vibe.
Yeah,
look.
he's as the youth would say, he's mogging everybody around him.
Yeah,
That's mogging. That's
the term.
That's the term, mogging.
What is that?
Oh my god!
It means look at the jawline. Look at the
And
jawline.
it doesn't mean this.
No, it means he's
Thank God.
he's out looks maxing everybody. Is that better?
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Odyssey.
Maybe it's Odyssey. So and it's weird though too because when we during the trailer there was this one scene where they're in the cave when the Cyclops shows up. If you've already read the book or if you know anything about the Odyssey.
How long's it been out?
A couple of days, I think. I think he just published it.
It just published it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So this movie is based on a book, so you can maybe read the book. I don't know if it might not have come out in your neck of the woods yet. But talking about the realism, how are you going to make a Cyclops?
I'm looking at the freeze frame of the Cyclops right now. They just showed the silhouette, but it's still like a big monster. Like, it's not just a guy with one.
That already
eye.
proved me wrong because I was almost certain that he was going to have just like a 6'7" dude who had like a missing an eye.
Well, I mean, maybe he still will, or maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe he finally just gave up on the realism thing, though.
I
Is
think
that
that's
possible?
I don't think he fully gave up, but I do think that with this story, he kind of knows he had to lean into the fantastical elements.
Because
And
that's all it is. I mean,
right.
that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
you've got the harpies and the not the what?
No, it was the harpy, the sirens.
The sirens.
Yeah,
and you've got a lot of fantastical creatures. So it's like
technically he could have gone 2 directions, being like one where it's like kind of the visions of what people thought they saw, and that was one of the ways that people argue that he could have went. But I'm definitely glad that he's going the more fantastical
Scylla and
side.
Charybdis is going to be a pelican in a small little whirlpool.
Because like if you want to look at the shot yourself of the Cyclops, it's not very clear. You kind of just only see his silhouette in the shadow.
It looks as if he's fairly large.
But he's large and he's definitely monstrous.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I hope I'm wrong because they've had some good adaptations of the Odyssey in the past.
They've had some awful ones too. Like when they did those 8-hour made for TV movies on Sci-Fi and Sci-Fi.
You're talking about the Amar Desante one?
Oh my God, that was so awful. It was physically painful to watch that one.
I'm going to say that a lot of the best Odyssey movies were ones that it wasn't even titled The Odyssey.
Brother, Where Art Thou?
Brother, Where Art Thou?
Dude, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Dude, the first SpongeBob movie is an adaptation of The Odyssey, and that movie rocks.
That's
it's unironically a good movie because it's an adaptation of The Odyssey. I'm
In
telling
your
y'all.
travels, you will see a cow on a roof.
And
Do not seek the treasure.
the Cyclops and SpongeBob was just one of the sea divers with the big one screen. I'm telling y'all got to go rewatch it and see all the mentions for the Odyssey.
But so I'm just hoping for a really good like adaptation of it because I haven't seen the return yet. I really want to see the return with Ray Fiennes, which just focuses on him making it back to Ithaca.
Well, all right. So I guess we got time for one more thing. Yeah,
I mean, I could
we got
talk.
tons of time.
Oh, it was the Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Mark
So
Hamill.
yeah, Mark Hamill. What did Mark Hamill do? He OD'd or something?
So Mark Hamill now is having like kind of like I won't say like a conniption fit, but he's kind of like, you know what? I've sat down, I've had time to think about it. And he says he died Luke Skywalker died from an overdose of the Force and says that Obi-Wan and Yoda should have warned him like, dude, you're playing with fire here. Maybe don't go so hard. But no, he winds up dying. You know, it's like so he just originally I mean, we all know that he's kind of had a I don't know, love-hate relationship with the way that his
I think
character
just straight
ended.
disagreements from the last trilogy. He's never really liked any of it, but I don't blame.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah. That even the toss of the lightsaber over his shoulder and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, I think all of the decisions that I guess Kathleen Kennedy made for it, he's wholeheartedly disagreed with. And
yeah, it's like it's funny that people miss the irony that Luke died of an overdose of the Force. I mean, who knew that was even a thing? I don't think if there was even a marginal chance that using the Force could be lethal, Obi-Wan would have said, "Use the Force in moderation, Luke."
In moderation,
or
Luke.
Yoda would have said, "Overdue Force projection, you must not." Nobody warns me, but obviously they concluded his story. He died.
Wow, that is funny, man.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So now this is a story we had in there that we never really kind of got to in the show notes. Was that they're supposedly retconning a lot of the extended stuff. Maybe we did touch on it at Game On or something. But yeah, I mean, like, and they're not exactly retconning it, but they're adding more, context. Yeah, so we did talk about this because I remember bringing this
I
up.
mean, that's entirely what the Mandalorian is for. The Mandalorian purpose was to contextualize Palpatine coming back, was it not? Like they've been doing this for a while now. Keep that in
And
mind.
somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah, somehow Palpatine
Yeah,
returned.
and Mandalorian was just a device to be like, hey, by the way, they were cloning the entire time. That's what the show was for. Then people were like, oh wait, this character is actually kind of neat.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's the thing. And our dear departed friend Brian. I mean, I remember just like kind of we would argue about how it was so ridiculous that you go watch these movies. And if you wanted any sort of context, you'd have to go buy the book. You'd have to go buy the storybook or the photographic image book that explains who this person is in a still. Where it's like, we used to want to know that stuff after the fact, not before we go see the movie. Need to get context of the actual movie we just saw. No, Star Wars. What made it great was that, oh wow, who were those people in that cantina? You wanted that. Yet, like this was like you needed to go buy their stupid ass books because otherwise you really had no clue. I didn't know those were real people. When Palpatine is doing like that Darth Sith thing that where him and Rey are fighting and stuff. I thought that was just like Sith ghosts. Like,
that
no,
was
that's
actual. I didn't
know.
know.
It was actual people. But you know how you found out because it was in one of the stupid picture books.
Well, see, there used to be this book that came out years ago called Star Wars, and now it's like obsolete, but it was Star Wars Essential Guide to Characters. And it showed like the people in the background, and it gave you a reference of their story, Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, look, this person was in like Dark Force Rising, but here's a Cliff Notes of who they are. So you at least have an idea.
Yeah.
And they don't have that anymore. You have to go diving through 15, 40 years of lore now.
Yeah, well, hopefully, we'll get some more stuff on Thrawn and enjoy all the new stuff that's coming out because it looks like I think this stuff that's going to be coming will be more enjoyable. Speaking of enjoyable, Fallout and Stranger Things. So Stranger Things, let's go back to what I was complaining about with
Should we do a spoiler alert first?
Nah.
Oh yeah, you mean
vacation.
I know what you're talking about because you're going to talking about the payoff of Dustin and Steve.
Oh, yeah.
I was right.
I saw that. I did see this.
You were kind of right because the thing
I'll
was,
take it.
yeah,
I'll
I'm
take
sure
it.
you'll take it because it was just so funny though because it's like, okay, yeah, you're right, but I think you know what it was just that it was so fast and so quick that it's just like there was no build up for it. It was just like all of a sudden he's just angry and wanting to get in fights. It basically they had to have Steve give an explainer where Steve goes, "Yeah, you've been doing X, Y, Z, getting in fights. You wanted to get beat up," and it was just kind of like. That's not good storytelling. It's really not very good storytelling when you have to have a character explain why another character's acting the
That's
way they are.
and that's my entire, I think, gripe with this new season. The new season was written in the writer's strike, so all of the writing is just not as good as it could have been.
And-
So
and-
I'm not gonna necessarily knock them for that, but it's just the fact that it is released and it is what it is.
Well, and,
you know?
and I think the directors had uh, their dirty fingerprints all over this, where each character thus far, as the season has come to a close and the final season's come to a close, each freaking character has gotten their one Oscar moment where
Yeah.
you had Sadie Sink talking to little Holly about how you need to save yourself and we're all crying.
The
We're
portal's
being,
open. Run,
no,
run.
we're being emotional and putting in for our Oscar nominations now. And then when Noah's character comes out, it's just like my God, like it's like shut up, get to the point. We all know. But like he's like, and remember, we like to go roller skating. We like to I'm like, dude, get to the point. Shut up. I like stop. But they're good actors. We know that. But for the love of God, it was just like, okay, here's your 3-minute little monologue so that you know, like now once you're done with Stranger Things, hopefully you won't get typecast and you can use this as look how great of an actor I am. I mean, it was that is exactly what they were doing. Your thoughts?
You know, maybe, but some of it I think was fit right. For instance, Nancy and Jonathan, that part
That was good.
done very,
That-
very well. That
very-
was their Oscar moment, as you said.
Yes.
But it also explained why these characters they felt like they had been drifting apart for the last 2 seasons.
So they thought they were gonna die. Like
Yeah.
they literally like we're about to die and they break up. They break
Yeah,
up.
instead of like, oh my God, I love you and everything. The last
It's like,
moment, it's like
yeah, he's like,
It's like they need to both be independent. Yeah.
right, and like he didn't put a ring. He's like, yeah, like he goes like for some reason I thought getting married would fix it all. It's like, yeah, you know what? That's a message a lot of people need to hear.
Yeah.
Getting married is not going to fix whatever problems you have. Getting pregnant is not going to fix whatever problems. Oh, let's have a kid because that'll make everything better.
Yeah.
And my left nut, it will.
Yeah, imagine coming back to work from a hard day and then you have a kid as well, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The thing that I'm like interested in, and I'm like, they apparently there's a Broadway play going on right now, The First Shadow.
Yes.
And there was a lot of stuff in that is poignant to what is going on right now with Vecna.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying to find a decent stream online to watch this thing to figure out what the hell is going on, and I can't find a decent one.
To watch the Broadway
I
production?
brought the Broadway production.
It's extra lore, yeah.
That's pirating. You can't do that. Pirating's illegal.
Yeah, go buy a ticket, dude.
Yeah,
It's only in New York.
So
go buy a ticket.
Go to New York.
Go take a plane ticket.
Yeah, why don't you want to buy my ticket?
Are you
I'm okay. I don't
you're
care
not
about the new
committed.
lore.
Clearly don't care enough.
I don't need all of this lore.
If I really wanted to know.
If I really wanted to know, I would spend the money in New York.
So
yeah.
stop trying to tell our listeners you care when you clearly don't. All right. When we come back, we have David Teagle. David Teagle's coming up next to talk about the vampire LARP that we didn't even know about. You know what? We got to take care of our local nerds. So cha-cha-cha. This is the Week of Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
5 WRNO comes from the Mortgage Gumbo Studios.
Your locally trusted home loan lender, MortgageGumbo.com.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards. So you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loan subject to approval in available locations.
Do you own a small business? A seismic shift is coming. It's time to get super sure. Coming soon.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Gail?
When I retired, I just let all my taxes pile up. I had gotten many threatening letters. The one that said they were going to try and take my property was probably the scariest. When I found out that I owed close to $300,000, I was in total shock. It was a bad situation. I didn't know what to do.
Then Gail found tax relief advocates.
When TRA told me I was only going to owe $368, I just was in total disbelief.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Gail did and call TRA for a consultation.
I was so blessed with TRA.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-909-7224. 800-909-7224. That's 800-909-7224.
The free iHeartRadio app is #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Discover a new podcast from our library of over 350,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
Imagine you're struggling with back pain for months. No one can tell you what's wrong. Then you find a doctor.
And the words that he said that I wanted to hear was, "I could fix you." And, those are magic words. I was in pain, and somebody, a neurosurgeon, said, "I could fix you."
You trust he'll take care of your problem.
Nothing but good report and a list of accolades that were 2 pages long.
When you talk to him, he's engaging. He seems very intelligent. He's witty. He's charming.
He'd always talk about, "I'm going to be a doctor."
But he has this dark side that he likes to keep separate and hidden from everybody else.
This is a story about 33 patients who put their trust in a prominent surgeon in Dallas.
State your full name for the record.
Christopher Daniel Tunch.
And wish they hadn't.
This friend called me and said, "I believe that your doctor is on the news that he has been killing patients."
And it's a story about a system that failed to protect them at every possible turn.
I'm trying to stop this guy from being let operate anywhere, anytime, any place.
Have you ever been under the influence of any drugs during the time that you were performing spinal surgery on any patient?
I take the fifth.
This was not an operation that was performed. This was attempted murder.
From Wondery, the network behind Dirty John, I'm your host and reporter, Laura Beal. Dr. Death, our new 6-part series. Subscribe today.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Yeah, this is Sam J. Jones Flash Gordon, and you are listening to The Week in Whatever you listen, I will hunt you down, and I will find you.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with
Stungy.
All right, and we are live here at Go For Games. GoForGamesNola.com if you want to find out about all the events they got going on over here. And of course, if you want to stalk Mac, he's also on Go For Games
Mac's
on
stalking
Instagram.
us. Is he still stalking us?
No.
Oh.
He's on the phone right
Kind
now.
of.
I mean, he's probably listening, going, "I hate these guys." We've been here all day. We started off the day playing the Monster Squad
Yes.
with the Savage Worlds campaign, the Savage Worlds system, which is GURPS, but not dumb, like GURPS screwed it up in there, whatever.
Combat doesn't take 17 hours.
No, it does not. It does not. And it's easy to make characters, and there's not a whole lot of math involved, which is what I'm about. He's stalking us. All right, so let's talk to our new guest who just came in. David Teagle joins us. Look, man, look, we cut our teeth and made lots of bad life choices playing Vampire LARP at uh, Spider's Web. It was a bar I owned back in the I don't know
But we
when was
played it
the
even
early
before you
2000s.
owned it, though.
Yeah.
We played it there before.
Dear Lord, lots of bad memories and bad
Yeah.
choices were made at that time. They made us the weirdos we are today, though. But you are apparently running a game at UNO, and I had no idea, dude. Talk about it.
Yeah, well, I actually, believe it or not, I also played at the bar scene back in
Did you really?
late '90s, early 2000s.
Where'd you play?
I mean, I played
At
at
Spiders.
Spiders
Played
Web.
at Spiders, but there was also Half Moon.
I did
Oh,
play at Half
yeah, I
Moon as
forgot
well.
about
Yeah,
that one. Yeah, Jesus, we played. Oh, and what about Buddha Belly?
Buddha Belly.
Buddha Belly.
And then
I was
we
drunk
played.
all
There
those
was a LARP that was based out of that weird coffee shop over on Oak
Galdi's.
Street.
Oh no,
on
not
Oak Street.
on
Yeah.
Oak
Oh,
Street.
Zots.
Zots. Yeah. So we played out of the back of that, and then people started getting. There was a time when they played at the park over at the Kenner Boat Launch area.
Oh, yeah.
Like I mean, it's
Well, and I think they got in a lot of trouble at that one, and then they tried Lafreniere, and that
we
that
got a
worked
lot
in.
of trouble. with
More
Lafreniere.
trouble.
Yeah. That was
Jefferson
like
don't play around,
no,
man.
no.
And they're like, "Hey, you weirdos, get out of here!"
Why are all you wearing black trench coats?
Yeah, right. Oh,
Like-
what was that? They had another coffee shop in Fat City.
Coffee Bean.
No. Well, the Coffee Bean was also one, but the other one, it was a restaurant, and then it turned into a bar, and then it closed. I know,
the Internet
right?
Cafe.
Internet Cafe. That's it.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
crap!
See, we're aging ourselves so hard.
Wow.
So many of your listeners are like, I wasn't born yet.
Yeah. Actually, most of our listeners are probably were there with us.
Yeah.
Like I remember making bad life choices there too.
Yeah, so I for the longest time I played in both orgs, like the Cam Club and then the One World by Night. I played throughout the Midwest and the Northeast. And then I got older, and for whatever reason I was like, oh well, clearly the next step is boffer LARPing.
Yeah.
So I did that for a long time.
That's the good stuff.
And then my friends were like, we really want you to run a LARP. And I was like, I don't want to build a system. I don't want to build a system. And then I was part of the Kickstarter, and I occasionally some of the companies asked me to play like an NPC.
Okay.
That I was like, I played back in the day, and they're like, come out and play NPC. And I did that, and they gave me like a sneak peek at 5th edition.
Oh, all right.
And then I was like, oh, you know what? I'll help you guys out. I'll do the Kickstarter for that.
Okay.
I like a good Kickstarter. And then they sent me this massive amount of stuff. And so my friends were, it was
Is this Renegade Games?
Yeah, Renegade
Games. Okay,
And
cool.
so they sent me like a good amount of stuff with this Kickstarter. And then just because some people, I guess, were nice to me, because some of it I didn't pay for, I will tell you that much.
Nice.
Then it was Thanksgiving, not this last one, but the one before.
Okay.
We're all hanging out at my house. They're whining about LARPs. And they're like, what about the vampire LARP? And I was like, oh, I can never run that again. I lost my last marriage over a LARP. I don't. Like I'm just rebuilding. I don't want to. Like I mean, like I'm literally engaged to my ex-wife. So I was like, I don't want to go through this post-traumatic stress with her.
Oh my god.
And then she's like, no, I'm fine with it. And they were like, well, what about vampire? And I was like, actually, now that you mention it, 2 days ago I got a box full of stuff.
I got a whole bunch of swag. Let's do it.
And so they talked me into it, and I work at the University of New Orleans.
Okay.
Real, at the time, the person who was in charge of booking no longer there.
Okay.
But I was like, hey, I want to run a LARP. I'm also the advisor for like the D&D club. Like, can we do that? And they're like, yeah, well, like as long as it doesn't interfere with other events. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, it's Saturday nights from like 6 to midnight. They're like, yeah, no one's here.
No
from
one's
6
here.
to
So
midnight.
yeah, knock yourself out, kid.
In fact, here's the training to open and close the building.
What?
So yeah, so after 8 o'clock, most of those days, I'm in charge of the whole building. So
Nice.
so yeah, so like we run a real strict like, hey, before 8 o'clock, while my students are coming in and out of the building,
Right.
we are heavy on the masquerade.
Yeah.
Right, like you violate the masquerade, you're gonna have to not only answer
That's
for in-game,
cool.
but like I
That's
mean,
funny.
I got that same idea from the bar games, right? Like
Yeah.
we used to have to do that all the time. Like
Yeah,
if they knew you were the weirdo,
Yeah.
you were messing up as a vampire.
Yeah.
You know, like so yeah, so we do that, and then after 8 o'clock, once the building closes, we have full run on the upstairs of the university center. Yeah, and so it's a good game. It varies between 12 to 25 people, which
Okay.
is pretty nice
Yeah,
for a
that's
parlor
a
LARP.
nice
Yeah.
little number, man.
We have more space than we need, honestly.
That's
but
awesome, though. I mean,
never
you
a
know.
problem I've had before.
Yeah.
No, right?
We used to be like,
yeah, it's always like, all right, we
gotta go out to the parking lot
here, yeah, right.
Yeah.
You end up across the street somewhere,
Yeah.
hoping you don't get mugged.
Yeah.
All right, so how long's the game been going on, man?
It's the first players meeting where I introduced everybody was literally a year ago last weekend.
Wow.
So we had our player meeting, did our first character creation. First game was January of last year.
So, all right. So, how do people get involved now? I mean, like, I'm just assuming you just kind of roll up and be like, "Hey, I want to play." Or?
Honestly, the best way to do it is to get on our Discord,
Okay.
which I am terrible at getting people onto our Discord. So what I normally do is be like, "Hey, what you should do is go for games," because somehow the majority of the workers here at Go for Games are in my LARP.
Oh, well, there you go.
So, like, there might be 2 of their employees that don't play in our LARP.
That's funny.
So they all know how to. They also all know how to do character creation. So they
Oh,
come in.
that's even
So
better.
they like do it on the fly. They're like, "Yeah, come in," and then they hit me up and they're like, "Hey, invite this person to the Discord, Teagle. It's time."
So does Renegade Games have the LARPing rules, or they just did the tabletop rules?
They have
Wow.
So it's they have
I didn't know
it's
that. That's
Renegade
awesome.
Games
Because I thought it
and-
was Mind's Eye Theater that had the rules for LARP.
Yeah, so Mind's
That
Eye
was when we
Theater's
were old.
gone.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That thing,
Mind's Eye
that's
Theater is
like
gone.
you're dating yourself.
I
even
know, but I
worse.
mean, I remember
Jesus,
that
bro.
the tabletop and the LARP were separate entities.
They were separate entities, but they both I'm trying to remember. Oh gosh, it's a video game company that runs the people who do Stellaris. I can never remember their.
Oh my God! Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking
They got
about.
like a platypus on their little symbol, but
It's not Skybound. No.
no.
It
I
doesn't
look
matter.
to you as the
I
video
know,
game.
right?
I
The
know.
slacker.
Yeah,
I know.
but they actually run. It's like a joint operation between them and Renegade. They created a 5th edition rules.
Okay.
Kind of based off of the Renegades.
Paradox Development.
Paradox. That's
Oh,
it.
there you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Way to go, man.
Morons. By Night Studios.
Oh, by night. Look at that.
And Paradox is the people who own that whole little bit right there. So they're in cooperation with Renegade, but they're not owned by Renegade. So.
Okay. All right. So you know what? Jeez, we already got to take another break. So I know, man, dude, time flies, bro. All right. So when we come back, I want to talk about how people can get involved. Talk a little bit about Discord, and of course, where they can buy the rules. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Back, back. All right, this is the Week of Geek live from Go For Games on Members Day. I finally got it right. He feels like an editor in an old Marvel comic. He's like, "Hey, listen up, fellas. Listen up here. We got lots of stuff to do at Go For Games. This is the Week of Geek with D-Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO."
Wishing the holidays could come early? If you own or manage a business, they can. With help from iHeartRadio. People are already shopping for their loved ones and hunting for deals wherever they can find them, including right here. They're listening to the radio. They're listening to podcasts. They could be listening to you. Don't wait for everyone else to kick off the holidays. Get your best season of the year up and running today. Call 844-844-iHeart or visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
Cats are masters at using up their 9 lives, like chasing laser pointers into walls or jumping onto high shelves. But the one thing cats never do, text while driving. So be like a cat and protect your one and only life. Don't text and drive.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by iHeartRadio, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Make WRNO your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app, powered by Dudley DeBosier, official injury lawyers of the New Orleans Saints. Call 444-4444.
That's 444-4444.
Non-attorney spokesperson Chad Dudley, New Orleans.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control, so you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Well, this is Ethan Peck, Mr. Spock in Star Trek Discovery, and this is the Week in Geek.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your Steve Square along with
Scungy.
And we are live here with David Teagle at Go For Games in lovely Metairie, Louisiana. Right here, West Napoleon and Transcontinental. If you don't know where Go For Games is, shame on you. Shame on you. Go For Games NOLA.
Max says he knows that place. He
Oh,
knows I know a place.
So, all right, let's continue our conversation with David Teagle. We were talking during the break about how New Orleans vampire LARPers back in the day had a very bad reputation. And some of it was all my fault.
Yes.
So like, what's the age group and we're talking a little bit like the camaraderie and stuff like that.
It's 18 plus.
Okay.
It definitely it has adult themes.
Okay.
Of violence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a hard limit. Nobody younger than 18.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have people all the way up to an undetermined age.
And see, I like that.
Age. Yeah.
Undetermined age.
Yeah, or as I like to say, veteran LARPers.
Veterans.
We're veterans. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, so we have like a kind of a brilliant blend of like we call them baby LARPers. They get in there, they're getting into it like hardcore real fast, and then we have the not quite burned out veteran LARPers.
Right, yeah.
But they're getting re-energized.
So how easy is it for somebody who wants to kind of get in on this? Because I mean, like a lot of times, if you've been doing it for a year now, there's a lot of storylines that a lot of people might not even know. Are there things and how can they maybe catch up on some of that stuff?
Well, I like to say play to the ignorance, right?
Okay.
Like it's totally fine. Like if you're making a character, I do the same thing in other games that I play. Is that if I don't know, I'm going to create a character that also doesn't know. So then I get to learn all those things in character. So just make a baby vampire,
okay,
and then learn those kind of things in play.
So I heard there's something worse than 13th gen now.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's worse
so
than
much
Cative?
worse.
Like even worse than Cative?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So Thin Bloods don't actually have
Thin Blood.
It's like a mud blood.
They can go out in the daylight. They have like
Daywalkers.
Yes, but they don't have disciplines.
Oh,
their blood is so weak they don't have disciplines. They in fact do alchemy to create the effective disciplines.
Dirty Tremere,
basically.
Way worse than Tremere. Like everybody hates the Thin Bloods.
That is
I mean,
awesome.
granted, everybody also hates Tremere, but
he's not.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We have that conversation every time a new player comes in, and they're like, "I really want to make a Tremere," and I was like, "No, I want you to make friends."
Oh my God. So like what didn't they change a lot of the clans now? There's a lot of different stuff going on now, right?
It is very difficult for people who played third ed to like it can be almost confusing. It's almost easier for new players. Things like so a lot of disciplines got kind of wrapped up into one. So
Okay.
like there's no such thing as chimeraistry anymore. That's
Oh,
now
really?
I think that's an obfuscate power.
Huh.
Yeah, like there's no such thing as vicissitude.
Really?
Yeah, but that's
that-
that's wrapped up in another power.
That was awful. This was just nasty, and it should have never even been in the game.
Necromancy and obtenebration are now one discipline called Oblivion. So now Giovanni can do obtenebration and Lysandra can do necromancy.
Wow.
And that makes sense to somebody somewhere.
Are there any? And I heard that there's some clans that were favorites that are no longer in the game.
All the bloodlines are gone.
No gangrels?
They're gangrels.
Oh, yeah, I mean, there's gangrels. Come on, Carl.
Yeah. They're gangrels. The bloodlines are all gone. So there's no longer like oh gosh, I can't think of anything.
Like
else.
Toreadors?
The Toreadors are still there, but like all of the offshoots of the Toreador, all the offshoots of the Lasombra clans.
Like Setites. What about the
Setites are now called the Ministry.
The Ministry. I like this.
They did
Tell
a
me
PR
more.
program. They did a PR program, and they felt like that would be more acceptable.
Is it like the shop from Firestarter? or are they just like we're here to help? I'm with the government. I'm here to help.
They are pretty much the same as they used to be, the Setites. But,
oh my god!
But they just have a friendlier face. But like all of the necromancy clans, all of them are now called the Hecata, right? So there's no longer
Hakuna Hakata.
Yeah, there's no longer Harbingers of Skulls, the Cappadocians.
Oh,
Giovanni,
I like the Cappadocians.
So the Giovanni is no longer.
They are now all part of the Hecata.
What about like the Ravnos or anything? They're still their own, or
the Ravnos still exist? Yeah,
but I heard like they changed the name of some of the clans too.
Well, they call them the Lost Boys.
The Assamites are now called the Banu Hakim.
Banu Hakim. Okay,
but to be fair, they were doing that a little bit in third ed because they realized that basing a clan name off of a slur dating back to the 1000s might not have been the best. Yeah,
idea.
might not be the best.
Okay, they were taking it back.
For life.
Semite for life. My grandma called me that.
It was so funny. So now they're called the Banu Hakim, which just means the children of Hakim.
Okay.
So they moved a little bit away from the kind of racial terrorist stereotype.
Yeah. That's what made the 90s great. Was you just hate people for the way they look or act or wherever they come from. Just random generic hatred.
Have you ever tried to show someone from this generation like a movie like Big Trouble in Little China or
here are my
Buckaroo Banzai?
Yeah, here are my two children, and they're just kind of like, now we know what's wrong with you, dude. Like I tried to explain to Dean, my youngest, he's 12, and I was like, look, you have no concept of when you went to school. I was called John Candy, or I had red glasses, and they called me Sally Jesse Raphael.
I was called John Lennon.
They would make up names, and it was either you own it or you just let it rule you.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, hey, what's up, Sally Jesse Raphael?
My daughter is obsessed with Clancy Brown and Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
You know, and so I was like, they were in a movie together back in the day. I showed her Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, she was just like, what? Like,
don't ever watch like
Meatball
and there was a hamburger movie. Where
Hamburger the movie.
Oh my gosh. Killer Tomatoes.
Killer Tomatoes.
We have gone off the rails.
80s.
So,
but actually, so this is what I was talking about. I think so. The Gangrel's no longer in the Camarilla. That's what it is, right?
So yes, the Gangrel are no longer officially in the Camarilla. But like you can play any clan.
They never wanted to hang out anyway.
No, they
so
didn't.
Screw those guys.
Yeah, but like you can play
dirty hippies.
You can play a Zamich
as
a Camarilla vampire if you wanted. Yeah, because the Sabat are gone.
Oh,
I'm done. Don't want it. Don't want it. Don't want it.
The second, the storyline of the Second Inquisition and like this group of like government agents. That's the whole thing. The government agents, they figure out that they're like, why do all of politicians just not let us investigate anything? It doesn't matter who politician.
Right.
So they figured out vampires are controlling everything. And then they, using the technology of humanity, immediately start wiping people out. Now, obviously, the Sabat, who are like, we're openly controlling Mexico City and parts of Spain. What are you going to do about it, humans? And they're like, we're going to come kill you. And they do. They literally wipe out the entire.
Wow, that's awesome.
The Lasombra, on the other hand, saw it coming because they're Lasombra, and they were like, "Hey, Camarilla, we'd like to make a treaty."
Nice.
So most of them abandoned it. But like this First Light is what the organization is called. They burned London. Like they killed Mithras, like one of the oldest ventures.
Nice.
Yeah, so
that venture had to go.
All the vampires are terrified, and then all of the elders are just disappearing because they are being summoned somewhere to the west.
So they just like get up in the middle of the night and just wander off.
Like weapons?
Like, yeah, kind of like weapons. Yeah. And so nobody knows what's going on. So it changes the whole dynamic, right?
That is cool. All right, so look, we only got we only got 1 minute left actually.
Okay.
All right, so where do people get in touch?
They need to come to Go for Games. That's
Okay.
literally where I would send everyone.
All
One,
right.
they can take a look at the rule books. They can, like, a lot of the workers here, they know how to help get in contact with us. The other way is they could reach out to us on our Discord, which is hard to find because I'm not supposed to tell you how to do that.
I love it. So, all right, just come to Go For Games and ask about the LARP that's happening at UNO. And when is it? Days and times?
It varies from it varies, but it's once a month on
Once
a
a month.
Saturday.
That's not hard to do.
No, that's not hard to do at all. All right, you know what is hard to do? Stop talking because, like, good lord, this show is basically over. I want to thank McNear and Dorn for having us here as usual, and of course, we are going to be
2 weeks Fan Expo.
2 weeks Fan Expo, and I got Helen Hunt. There were Helen Hunt, Dean Norris, and I got
Judith Haig and
the
Weasleys.
The Weasleys. I got the Weasleys. All right. Yeah, I think I went over time. All right, so next step. Keep your nerve flag raised high.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
So just because Chris